Early morning gunfire echoes across a stretch of the Salween River along the border between Myanmar and Thailand. This video from the Thai side appears to show Karen National Union fighters taking over a Myanmar army outpost, then burning it to the ground. It's some of the most intense fighting between ethnic armies and Myanmar's military since the coup nearly 3 months ago. The Karen fighters are one of about 24 ethnic minority forces that have been fighting the Myanmar military for decades, seeking greater autonomy. Like the Karen rebels, many of them have thrown their support behind the anti-coup protest movement that has swept across Myanmar since the takeover. There's been talk about forming a federal army. Some feel the attack on the outpost was a signal from the Karen National Union to Myanmar's army, locally known as the Tatmadaw.
And this shows that we have a plan in our area to diminish your territory and take over more of what we see as our territory, but also do it at a moment that discredits the power of the Tatmadaw, and which gives a symbolic boost, I think, to broader nationwide resistance against the military. So it's a lot of different things all wrapped up together.
He went on to say that a strong retaliation is expected. Airstrikes from the military on Karen-held territory have increased over the last few weeks, at one point sending hundreds across the border into Thailand seeking refuge and medical attention. 24,000 people have been displaced since late last month, according to Karen groups. Also on Tuesday, the military junta said it will consider suggestions on how to end the crisis in Myanmar made by the Southeast Asia regional bloc, ASEAN, in a Saturday meeting. The announcement could be viewed as a setback, since leaders said a consensus was already reached with the junta on steps to end the violence. Some protesters are taking their battle against the junta from the streets to the jungle. This footage appears to show a training camp run by ethnic armies, preparing those who want to transition from protester to fighter. While there are still protesters dedicated to taking their call for the junta to step down to the streets, but in smaller numbers because of the intensified crackdown by security forces, making sure their voices are heard. Scott Heidler, Al Jazeera, Bangkok.